Hey everybody, welcome back to reading the Refuge rulebook. Today we're continuing Chapter 5, Effects and Deliveries. That was 5, right? Yep, Chapter 5, Calls and Deliveries, sorry. And with the Calls section. Calls. Most Refuge Larp calls follow this pattern: number, qualifier, effect. For example, a channeling packet thrown from a celestial source might be thrown with the verbal 10 elemental flame, where 10 is the amount of damage it will inflict, elemental is the qualifier, indicating what that defenses like elemental shield or resist element will work, and flame is the effect, indicating that it might have heal a flame elemental or do extra damage to an ice elemental. Many Refuge Larp calls also have numbers, and some use the strike keyword to specify effect targets. The full pattern is number, qualifier, strike, effect targets. Number, strike, keyword, and effect targets are only used when relevant. Attacks that don't do damage simply omit the number. For example, a siren might throw a packet for elemental charm. This won't inflict any damage, but if it connects, the target will be affected by charm, unless they have an elemental shield or elemental resist, like said before. The strike keyword goes in between the qualifier and the effect in the call. The strike keyword causes physical delivery calls to instead use packet delivery rules. There are two specific exceptions to this call pattern. Incanted spells, like I Curse You with Paralysis, are always assumed to use the spell qualifier, even though it's not explicitly verbalized. Additionally, for a spell that does damage, the number will be part of the incant. I evoke a 20 flame bolt. The other exception is basic weapon attacks. If you are using the physical delivery and swinging for the weapon qualifier, you can omit the qualifier and just call the number and effect. For example, the full verbal for a regular weapon attack from a longsword would be 2 weapon normal. But since it's using the physical delivery and the weapon qualifier without the strike keyword, you only need to call 2 normal without adding the weapon qualifier. Carrier attacks are a special subset of attacks. If an attack has a number and an effect, it is considered a carrier attack. In this case, the special effect will only work if the damage reduces your body points. If the damage only reduces your armor points, the effect doesn't do anything extra. Yeah. It's a pretty straightforward system from the way I feel it. It can take a little getting used to, but once you do, it's fairly intuitive what does what. And I like it. It sounds confusing when you try to get into it in the rule book, but once you see it out on the field, it gets a lot easier to understand.